Unity of the Huachucas presents George McGaughey, LUT.
Every step is holy.
Well, thank you. It's my great pleasure to be here. Before we start, let's just visualize holding that candle. Let us move on with that song. Let it light our path. Let it light our way. Let it do so with the power from within. And if you've not done so already, would you, if it feels comfortable, close your eyes and join me in meditation. For this candle is my strength and support, for I see God within the light. If I doubt my abilities to stay my path, as I navigate challenges, moving into the direction of my goals, I remember that through the power of the divine strength within me, I have made it through every challenge I have faced. With every obstacle I've overcome, I have learned from that experience, discovered the new coping strategies, and growing stronger every day. I recall the strength that helps keep me going, even when I want to quit, when my candle seems at its lowest dimming position. Even when I wonder whether I can persist, I know God is with me. It is the source of His strength, His inexhaustible well that can never run dry to show me the way. I realize my past triumph was not the results of my humanness or my own capabilities, for I carry this knowledge with me as I have encountered new challenges. God is with me, and I am strong. Let your focus be on that candle you're holding for a few minutes. Feel the light, feel the power, feel that oneness. For I can do all things through Him who strengthens me. And as we slowly open our eyes, we lift our eyes to the light and see that the light is there still before us, guiding us and directing us for what is ours to do. We affirm this as the truth from within. Amen, amen, and amen. Amen. Well, how many of you have seen Back to the Future? Well, it's 40 years old today. Wow. November the 2nd, it's having its birthday. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's a story about Marty McFly. He's a 17-year-old high school student who was accidentally sent back 30 years in the past by a time-traveling DeLorean. Anybody been in a DeLorean? I got to sit in one once. Now, the time travel invention was invented by his close friend, his Doc Brown, and a eccentric scientific named Emmett. And this comes important in the second series, so I won't give that away. Marty, who inadvertently prevents the future parents from falling in love, and threatening his own existence. And it's forced him to reconcile them before he can leave, before he can even go back to the future. So the question I have for you is, what would our present selves look like if I were to change the past? Now, way beyond my simple understanding of the universe, a group of scientists have theoretically made a connection between our future and our past. It's known as the string theory. In string theory, the smallest particles of an element are not point-like dots, but tiny one-dimensional vibrating strings. Different vibration patterns of these strings appear as different fundamental particles, such as quarks and electrons, which combine to form atoms. You know they're getting tiny, right? Strings are one-dimensional filaments that come into two forms: open strings and closed strings. Closed strings form a closed loop. The energy from these strings are the same form as those from the past, as those in the future. Could we meet that same energy again in our future as we know it in the past or know it at this moment? Well, it's a little bit more complex than my minimal mind can understand. However, it leads me to stop and think, is the past connected to the future in some way? Now, the men's group in Unity of the Valley was asked just that very question last week, and we had a long, heavy hour discussion on it. Could we change our past? So what would change so we could change our future? It might be fun to go back and explore like Marty McFly did. What would you change, knowing what you know now? I might have worked harder to get on the first string of that football team, maybe. Or to see what happens to an old girlfriend or an old flame, right? Or to stop an accident before it happens and becomes bad. However, in reviewing my current life, I don't know if I want to change my present way of living to match those things from my past. Or I'm no longer that person. I'm no longer 14 or 17 or 21 or even 40-ish. I have grown to become who I am. For now, I'm aware of God's presence everywhere, and I wasn't then. From Matthew 5:15 through 16, you are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand. And thus the light gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that you will see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Now, Charles said heaven is a state of mind, and God is everywhere present. We have that ability to change our mind and live in a new world every day. God created the universe. It's not a person, but a principle. God as principle is always good, expressing in all creations, omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. So, can we live in a heaven or a hell based on our own choices? We can choose to live in a world of love and kindness, or in anger or greed. It is our choice. What do you choose? With the zeal of life, we can change our universe. Zeal is the mighty force that incites the wind, moves the tides, and triggers the storm. Charles Fillmore said, I'm fairly zizzled with zeal and enthusiasm to do what is mine to do. For me, it is the desire behind all things. It is my command from Spirit to go forth, thus changing their world I choose to live in. As I step out into the world, I see every step is holy. For God is present everywhere I am and every step I take. And every breath is connected to the flow of Spirit, where I can hold up my light at that moment. I can choose to see the face of God in each and every one of you. And this every moment I visualize I am safe and whole and well. I am whole and I surrender to the fear in my world. Fear, false evidence appearing real. I know I'm a spiritual being living in a human world, so I trust in God's presence in every step I take. Like the song says, just a closer walk with thee. Grant it, Spirit, is my plea. Daily walking close to thee, let it be, dear Spirit, let it be. So how do I choose to see my world? Are some things connect me to my past, the same things that will connect me to my future? Still out on that one. From the song, Things Called Life, I take my calling for the day. I love songs. They speak to my heart. Today is the day I will change my luck. I will find 3 pennies, and they'll be heads up. I walk with self-esteem in my tennies and jeans, because I know where I come from. I can visualize myself as tall and strong, never bending like the elm tree. That is a vision of power, wisdom, and strength. However, I can choose to be like the palm tree, not made of solid core of wood that is hardened over a period of time. but built in step-by-step blocks that flow with the zeal of life. Ever flexing with my moments and steps in life, I know from the universe that I am the special one. For I am part of this thing called life. Like the changing of the tides of the sea, rising from an ebb, rising before ebbing to the flow, today I will not forget all the treasures that are coming my way, because I know where I come from. For the universe and that mystical one, I am part of this thing called life, the light of love. For life is a team sport. You maybe have heard that from an old coach, or maybe just recently on the football schedule TV, right? Knowing this, we see the divine spirit in each other. Charles Fillmore said, life is divine spirit and is the source of God's spirit. The river of life is within us as our spiritual consciousness. We come into this consciousness of that river through the quickening of spirit. My awareness is made stronger through my prayers, meditations, and good works. Life is the ability to energize, visualize, awaken, and make whole based on our senses, our thoughts, our feelings, and even our beliefs. As the river of life flows through us, we accommodate our needs and the needs of others. We connect them through our consciousness. Like a football team, we are aware of our own abilities and what those we play with. The rules we play by are like spirit, which guides and directs us in order that we might respect one another. As a group, we rely upon each other for the outcome of this game if we're playing football. In the flow we call life, we see spirit as the same as our faith as understanding those rules we play under. And from Luke 6:45, a good person brings good from the goodness of their heart, and an evil person brings evil from the evil stored in their heart, because the mouth speaks from what the heart is full of. This verse emphasizes that a person's words reflect their inner character and motivates not just their actions. Now, Mark Twain said, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. You don't have to remember the lies. I now surrender to my greatness and highest good. I can release any fears that block my way. For every step I take is taken in good faith. And I grow stronger every moment of every day. I may come across walls or roadblocks that are in my way, but I can choose at that moment to take a higher path. I can see what I thought was safe and sound was only my habits and regrets from my past that held me back from my highest good. And so I can choose to surrender in my next step of life. And from Corinthians 3:16, let the message of the Christ go among you richly, as you teach and admonish one another with wisdom through poems and hymns and songs from the Spirit. Sing to God with gratitude in your heart. If you've not sung this song, I would suggest you do so. Terry Wilder's song, I Choose Joy. I can hear that it makes my world the way I choose to select it. It's also a way to modify my moods, show me what could happen in the next few steps. And so the song goes, when the walls come tumbling down, I choose joy. When the world stops spinning around, I choose joy. When my heart is hard to move, when the music's lost the groove, when I have too much to prove, I choose joy. And it ends with, love is all around me when I choose joy. I can see that I have sinned when I did not choose joy, missing the mark, falling short of the divine perfection. For sin is man's failure to express the attitude of being with the Christ. Also, attitudes of life, love, intelligence, wisdom, and other godlike qualities. And from the poem, I can choose to be the light. In a time of war, be peace. In a time full of doubt, just believe. In a time of hate, be a light. When somebody does something wrong, make it. When you do something wrong to somebody, make it right. Don't hide in the darkness. Don't put your light underneath the bushel basket, for you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be the light. In a race that you cannot win, slow it down. You only get one go around, because the finish line is 6 foot underground. In a race you cannot win, slow it down. The path you walk in is leading you to joy, love, and faith, infused by the one true Spirit. With every step on your path of life, it is with grace that directs us to our oneness of love. Slow it down, for you are connected to that oneness we call life. And as you do, you will be aware of you are walking on holy ground. Thank you very much.